Ladies and gentlemen, the April 2019 commencement ceremony for the Horace H. Rackham Graduate School of Studies, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Education and Human Services of the University of Michigan-Flint is about to begin. Please turn off all cell phones and pagers and keep them off for the duration of the ceremony. Let the processional music begin. Professor Thomas Roble, Marshal for today's ceremony. The candidates for doctoral degrees and master degrees. The candidates for bachelor degrees. the faculty and administration of the University of Michigan-Flint. The Honorable Regent Michael Beam, Chancellor Susan Borrego, If you are able, please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming on the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. My name's Sue Alcock, and I'm Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs here at the University of Michigan-Flint. Oh yeah, that's just first of many shouts are going to be here. Oh yeah, UM-Flint. There we go. All right, you guys are ready to party, I can tell. All right. On behalf of the Chancellor, the faculty, staff, and administration, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the April 2019 commencement ceremony for the Horace H. Rackham Graduate School of Studies, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Education and Human Services. Few introductions. Please join me in recognizing members of the platform party, beginning with the cabinet of the university. Please rise and be recognized. The Council of Deans of the university. Please rise and be recognized. The faculty of the university, please rise and be recognized. Woo! The president of student government and the representative of staff council of the university, please rise and be recognized. A special thank you to today's vocalist, Amanda Rodman, who led us in a spectacular version of the national anthem. That was amazing. I'd also like to recognize and thank our announcer, Beth Heidenreich, and last but very far from least, a round of applause for our commencement orchestra, directed by Professor Christopher Heidenreich. Now, to give our formal welcoming remarks and to address the class of 2019, please welcome to the podium the Chancellor of the University of Michigan-Flint, Susan Borrego.
Good morning and welcome, and most importantly, congratulations. Today we're here to celebrate your achievement. Over 1,100 new graduates of the University of Michigan-Flint. Your family and your friends congratulate you on a job well done. I also want to congratulate the parents, grandparents, spouses, parents, extended family, and friends here with us today. We know that few of us reach a milestone like this alone. So let's start today, graduates, by thanking those around us that have offered encouragement and support along the way. I also want to thank the UM-Flint faculty and staff who care deeply about students. You too deserve congratulations for the role you played in our students' success. As we approach this commencement, I wrestled with how to acknowledge the loss around us at the same time we celebrate your achievement. This week, we lost a friend and colleague in Dr. Sarah Lippert. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. There are other losses to acknowledge today, siblings and friends, the tragedies around the world, too many to mention. And while I'm reluctant to be solemn on a day of celebration, I also do not want to ignore this aspect of the realities we face, the context of our days. This week I was having dinner with my 10-year-old granddaughter. She was explaining that she didn't want to make new friends at school because when she moved, she didn't want to miss them, like she missed her friends in California when she moved to Michigan. I explained to her that missing hurts, but missing is part of loving, and loving is what brings joy. The author Kahlil Gibran talks about joy and sorrow coming from the same place in our hearts, and the deeper well that is caused by sorrow, the deeper the well to hold the joy. I'm sure she was thinking, all right, Nana, whatever, much like you might be thinking now. But it was important to me to begin to tell her not to protect herself from loving, even if it hurts. While we cannot escape our context, we can choose who we are in this context, and that's what gives me hope. As a graduate student, a final paper was assigned to me. The question was, what is learning and how does it happen? And I feel like for weeks I tied myself in knots trying to answer that question. And at the very end, all I could say was learning happens in relationship. And 30 years later, I'm more convinced than ever that learning happens in relationship. Relationship to new ideas, new people, new ways of seeing things, new ways of seeing yourself, new questions, new perspectives. And it's in those relationships that we continue to develop hope. Hope of a cure for Alzheimer's, for approaches to solving poverty, hope for creating new music or art, new applications for engineering and business. And each of you today are part of the web of relationships that give me hope. Your promise, your commitments, your perspectives, your leadership. See, this is the real power of diversity. It's our differences, of knowing different ways of approaching problems and creating solutions. Before you, I didn't know about Diwali, the practice of pausing to celebrate education over ignorance, hope over fear, and light over darkness. And trust me, from the moment I learned that from you, I hold it in me because it is a way of developing hope that I had no idea about. It makes my life more rich. I'd not celebrated the breaking of the fast at an iftar. Nearly 300 of our community members gathered together from all different backgrounds to celebrate with our Muslim students, and our knowledge and our perspectives were expanded. These are just a couple examples of the kind of opportunities and the kind of events that go on around us every day on a campus. I've watched you come together, stand together, both grieving and hopeful, committed to making the world a different place. For me, that is the truest expression of an education. I've been in higher ed long enough to know, talked to enough students to know, that it's these moments that build hope. It makes no difference if you're an undergrad or a grad student, 18 or 40. Hope doesn't require you to be a certain gender, race, nationality, religion, or political affiliation. Changing the world, or your workplace, or in your relationships, or in your family, takes effort each and every day. But each step we take today matters to our tomorrow. My hope is that as you reflect on this day, you are confident that your education has increased your capacity to hope and do. Remember, it took action to make your educational hopes a reality, and you did it. Together, our hope to make the world a better place and our will to do so every day matters. As I stand here today, I'm reminded of what a special place the University of Michigan-Flint is. It's been an honor and privilege to work alongside committed faculty and staff, and of course, our students. It is my great pleasure to welcome you into the ranks of University of Michigan-Flint alumni. Know that you are now and always will be a part of our U of M family. I know each of you enhances our legacy. Congratulations to you all, and go blue.
Today, I have the special honor of introducing University of Michigan Regent Michael Beam. Regent Beam is a Flint area native. He is president and owner of the law office of Beam & Beam. He's also the chairperson of Business Forward Michigan and was a co-founder and former president of Levelfield Institute. Beyond this valuable work, he is committed to his community through service. Regent Beam serves on the board of trustees of the Flint Institute of Arts, is a big brother through Big Brothers Big Sisters to two young men, and is a founding member of the Flint Youth Initiative. Please welcome a very great friend to the Flint campus, Regent Michael Beam.
Thank you, Provost Elcock. And good morning, everyone. On behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Regents, I'm delighted to welcome each of you here today. Commencement is one of the most gratifying and exhilarating days of the year on our campus. Celebrating this significant milestone with you, our accomplished students, and your proud parents and families is an honor. It's also one of the great joys and motivators for those of us who serve as regents. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Chancellor Sue Borrego for her outstanding leadership at U of M-Flint. Sue, we are grateful for your impact on this campus and throughout Flint. You have inspired us with your relentless determination to make sure our community grows and thrives. Thank you for all that you've done. Graduates, we've seen the difference you make in the role you've played in healing and rebuilding our city. We have watched you accomplish great feats as U of M students. Now, we look forward to seeing you excel as teachers, nurses, social workers, physical therapists, entrepreneurs, engineers, and any other career path you may take as you continue your journey to always be the leaders and best. Please remember you join a huge worldwide network of talented Michigan alumni who are ready to welcome you to the various communities where you will live and work. We encourage you to reach out and stay connected to your Michigan family. And always remember, we're extremely proud of you. We wish you the very best. Congratulations, class of 2019. Good luck, and wherever you go, go blue. Now I'd like to welcome back to the podium Chancellor Sue Borrego.
So I have the privilege today of introducing our keynote speaker, a nationally recognized scholar practitioner whose work focuses on social justice and racial equity, a woman who speaks with a voice of hope and also action. I've been involved in so many conversations that end with, what can we do? Every single week, people are talking about everything that's churning around us, and it ends with, so what can we do? What can we do? As we celebrate our achievement today, I'm looking forward to being inspired by Dr. Pendeker's message of hope and action. Dr. Sumi Pendeker is the Chief Learning Officer and Director of the USC Equity Institutes within the Race and Equity Center at the University of Southern California. She received her Bachelor of Arts in History and Women's Studies from Northwestern University, her Master of Arts in Higher Ed Administration from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, her doctorate in Higher Ed and Leadership from the USC Rosier School of Education. I know Dr. Pendeker has a wonderful, powerful, and graceful presence, a woman who creates space, who makes room for different voices to be heard, and brings truth with her pivot foot always in inclusion. By the way, her father got to join us as well and is sitting in the audience, so I'm delighted that he could be here to be proud of his daughter as well. I am so delighted. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sumi Pendeker.
Good morning, University of Michigan-Flint. Are you excited? Yes. Hola, buenos dias, salam alaikum, namaste, annyeonghaseyo, and good morning. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm thrilled to be here to celebrate the graduates, their families, their loved ones, the myriad supporters and cheerleaders along the way. Graduates, you know this. You have pulled all-nighters, maybe more than you should have, worked multiple jobs, taken care of children and other family members, contributed in countless ways to your classrooms, your campus, and your community. You've been learners in the truest sense of the word. Today is your day, and I'm delighted and honored to share in it with you. I want to also offer my deepest thanks to Chancellor Sue Borrego for inviting me to mark this momentous day with you. When Chancellor Borrego called me to ask me to serve as your commencement keynote speaker, I actually said to her, "Sue, don't you want someone famous?" And she said, "No, we want you." That was exciting. So I felt great, and I said yes, and that's why I'm here today. I actually wouldn't have missed this. And I know that Sue's leadership has been tremendous in a difficult 5 years, and she's a leader that so many of us look up to all around the nation in our fields. So thank you, Sue. Now, my own undergraduate commencement is a little bit of a haze, having taken place a little over 20 years ago, but it came after quite an adventure. I started off college as a pre-med, like the good Indian American that I am. However, I realized after exactly 1 week that I had no idea what was happening in my calculus and my organic chemistry classes, like literally, no idea. My pre-med plans blew up into flames. My future felt very uncertain to me. But as Parker Palmer writes, each time a door closes, the rest of the world opens up. I found my fields of study, history, women's studies, and Spanish. I joined the struggle to establish Asian American studies at my alma mater and became a student activist and organizer. I worked and built relationships and experienced joy and heartbreak, and plenty of failed romance, just to put that out there. And then came graduation, an exciting day. I graduated with no idea of what I was going to do for a career. Really the pride of my parents. So I was a labor union organizer for a little bit, and then I moved to New York City on a Greyhound bus with 2 suitcases and a box to move in with my best friend to work at terrible jobs that I hated. And this is all while living in an apartment building that smelled like cat urine, in which the landlady would not turn on the heat in winter. I do not recommend this, graduates. And it was pretty much the opposite of every sitcom featuring cute roommates set in New York City. It took me a while to find my true calling and my path in higher education. But now, looking back, I wouldn't give up that stomach-churning, nail-biting feeling of what the heck am I doing with my life for anything. It's those very specific experiences with all the struggling and failure and tears, many, many tears, that prepared me for a VUCA world. VUCA. It's a term that means volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And as you think about the rapidly changing world around you, doesn't that term apply? University of Michigan-Flint graduates, that's what your education and your own lived experiences have prepared you for. As a Michigan grad, you gained analytical skills to examine the world around you. You honed the tools to be engaged citizens, as your mission exhorts you to do. But you were not a blank slate, a tabula rasa. So many of you are first gen, or working class, or veterans, or immigrants and refugees, or people of color, or all of the above. I myself am a woman of color, the daughter of immigrants. You've navigated countless obstacles, cleared hurdles that systemic oppression placed in your path, and stared down the naysayers in your life. You might have experienced, as I did, what it is like to fall, but you, like I did, picked yourself up, dusted yourself off, checked in with your support squad, and kept going. You demonstrated resilience, and will continue to do so. University of Michigan-Flint didn't write upon your blank slate. Your time here built upon and enhanced your existing gifts, talents, and assets, everything that the increasingly VUCA world needs now and tomorrow, and that you will need to survive, persist, and thrive in a complex age. Now, as I mentioned, that Greyhound bus, it was not my first or my last leap into the unknown. I'd met the love of my life in New York City. He was an actor, and so my mom was really happy about that. We did the long-distance romance thing while I pursued my master's degree in higher education administration at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and upon graduating, we made the choice to head to the West Coast. I believed in my partner's dreams, and I told him that anywhere there was a college or a university, I could get a job. So armed with my shiny master's degree, no job in hand, a U-Haul, and whatever leftover furniture our parents gave us, Sunil and I took the leap and drove from Illinois to Los Angeles to move to West Hollywood. Not because of the Hollywood glamour, but because of the rent-controlled apartments. Really important tip, rent control. But guess what? It turns out the winter we moved there, California recalled its governor, and almost every college and university endured budget cuts and hiring freezes. What did that mean for me? It meant I couldn't get a job in higher education to save my life. I did a whole lot of informational interviews. How many have done informational interviews already? It's trying to set yourself up. Informational interviews are code for if there's ever an opening here, I hope you'll remember me and please give me a job. Thank you. We ate a lot of ramen and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I was really grateful for the awesome twin futon mattress my dad had bought me before I started graduate school because that was our bed. We were skinnier back then. I found another terrible job because I had to. But Miles Davis, I love this quote. Miles Davis says, "Do not fear mistakes. There are none." And in my case, that was and is true. I worked at that terrible job, gaining skills and a paycheck, biding my time for the opportunity that spoke to me. And when it did, all flowed from there. I got that job I wanted. I pursued my doctorate and became a scholar practitioner. I built community, I grew in my career, and I lived in the sunshine with my sweetheart. Yes, I took risks, but those risks translated to endless rewards. Education, love, a career in which my politics and my passion meet, and the satisfaction of knowing that we did this in the face of many trials, including economic difficulties, health battles, and family struggles. See, grads, you know this already, but life will bring you unending challenges. Just when you think you have it all figured out and that you have a plan, you get knocked upside the head. But taking risks, both strategic and calculated risks, and shot-in-the-dark risks, risk can bring untold reward. University of Michigan-Flint graduates, you are not just path takers, you are path makers. So many of you are the first in your family to go to college or graduate school. So many of you have discovered or built upon passions that will guide you for the rest of your lives. You're laying the groundwork for not just yourselves, but all those who come after you to follow your path of risk, exploration, discovery, growth, and reward. So don't live in fear of mistakes. Take risks and make that path ever wider for more to walk alongside you. I say that last sentence really deliberately. Make that path ever wider for more to walk alongside you. Why? Because we live in a time of increasing isolation with seemingly insurmountable rollbacks to civil and human rights across the board. White supremacy, hate, and violence are on the rise, building on the scarred history of this nation. The multi-decade national and local divestment from the public good of our schools, our health, our environment, our voting rights, and more offer a bleak landscape. Here in Flint, today itself, you are marking 5 years of the water crisis, brought about by the twin demons of corporate greed and failed austerity policies. I, like many of you, am filled with rage and sorrow. I pay my respects to everyone in Flint who has borne the brunt of horrific negligence and malfeasance. But Flint has never given up. Flint continues to rise from the ashes over and over again, driven forward by community members and organizers and youth and elderly and philanthropists to clamor for justice and imagine something better. A little over 20 years ago, after graduating from college, a little over 20 years now from graduating from college, my work today is about transformation and justice in my sphere of influence. As you can imagine, I think about systemic inequity a lot. But I don't just think about it from the perspective of an educator. Now I'm a mom, and I know there's many parents here amongst the graduates, and of course all of the parents and family members here. I'm the mother of a 6-year-old son, Shashi, and a 5-month-old baby girl, Shama. And having children has expanded my vision of what it means to make that path ever wider because I listen to the limitless compassion and imagination of my son. When we drive by a homeless person, for example, and Shashi asks me, "Mommy, why doesn't everyone have a home?" He asks me that as a child does because his limitless compassion and imagination tell him that the world should not be this way. He tells me it's not fair. Everybody should have a place to live. And he's right. When do we lose the natural compassion we have as children? When do we start turning our faces away from those in need? The only remedy for the seemingly inevitable tide of cynicism and pessimism is imagination. Imagination, bold, limitless, not bound by the status quo or that's the way we've always done it type of thinking, is the key. As a mom, I have to fight to let my child exist in that place of innocent wonder, fully knowing that it's a privilege to even try to hold on to that for him. But when my son asks these questions, he reminds me that if we can't imagine it, if we can't even imagine it, we certainly can't build it. We can't build the future we want, the community we want, the country we want, and the world we want. So I get up every day to imagine and to work towards building a better world. And that's the second part of this crucial key, pairing imagination with purposeful action. I mentioned earlier my sphere of influence. Why? Because it's my way of not getting overwhelmed by the daunting scope of our local and global problems. When we examine the interlocking web of problems facing us as a society, it can be easy to simply say, I don't have enough power to actually change anything. But that is exactly what the forces of injustice want you to do. Injustice wants you to sit down, be silent, be cowed. Injustice wants you to think that the problem is so big and so tangled that your individual effort and contributions simply don't matter. That if you can't tackle it all, then you shouldn't even try. And this is where I shout, no. I will try. I will do what I can in my corner of the world. I will work to unravel the web of injustice in every way I can. And please, don't let social media be your only place to speak truth to power. It is a place, shouldn't be the only place. Find a way to operationalize your imagination and your action in your everyday life, at home and at work. What do I mean by that? Let me provide just a couple of quick examples. Are you planning on becoming a community-based organizer? Bring others in and offer grace to those who are still learning. Will you be a programmer, computer programmer? Make sure your seemingly neutral algorithms aren't coding in racism and sexism. Will you be a teacher, an educator? Center your minoritized and marginalized students and honor their assets in your classroom. Are you starting your own business or hiring people for your workplace? Be sure to not reproduce historical patterns of bias and exclusion. Will you be a doctor, a nurse? Acknowledge and confront the racism and sexism in the health profession that leads to horrific health disparities for communities of color. Will you be a parent? Teach your children the values of kindness, fairness, and empathy, and to value, not minimize difference. You see, no matter where you sit, where you work, what type of job you have, where you live, you can be the change agent the world needs in small and big ways. So that, finally, is my charge for you, University of Michigan-Flint graduates. Never let anyone tell you to stop imagining something bigger and better, more humane, more loving, and more just. Know that you are resilient and take those risks. Let your limitless imagination, your bold compassion, and purposeful action in your sphere of influence and far beyond fuel your journey ahead as you emerge from this chapter of your life. And don't be afraid to let the child within guide you on the path of making the world a better place. I celebrate you and yours and wish you well today and always. Go Blue.
Thank you so much. Will the students wearing the gold honor cords please rise? It is customary in commencement ceremonies to give special recognition to those students who have achieved an overall grade point average that qualifies them to be recognized as graduating with university honors. This recognition reflects a superior level of ability, a high distinction of scholarship, and an exemplary record of accomplishment. Please join me once more in congratulating the honors students on their achievements. The Maize and Blue Distinguished Scholar Awards were established to recognize graduating seniors who combine exceptionally high academic achievements with exemplary service to the university and the community. They have been nominated by their academic department or program and selected by the Scholarships, Awards, and Special Events Committee. The Maize and Blue Award is the most prestigious honor given by the university to graduating seniors. Will the recipients of the Maize and Blue Awards please approach the platform as directed by the ushers? Come on up, guys. You don't get the prize unless you come up.
Christopher Sanjurjo Montalvo. Eukaria Ganda. Bilal M. Ali. Cherise Clark. Tyrese Denson. Noah Knudson. Kimberly Nguyen. Zachary Sharp. Eric Leverett Goodwin.
Congratulations again to all our Maize and Blue awardees. Now, each year, a Maize and Blue award winner is chosen as our student speaker. I'm very pleased to introduce Christopher Sanjurjo Montalvo. Sounds like the man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. Christopher is an example of what we mean when we say leaders and best at the University of Michigan-Flint. Christopher grew up in poverty in the Bronx, and when his single mom lost her job, they lived in shelters for several months when he was very young. His mom is the one who told him that education would be his way out. After serving in the United States Army, Christopher came to UM-Flint to study social work. And during his time here, he traveled to South Africa to learn about ways in which communities connect through shared humanity, such as through community gatherings and public expression through the arts. He's been heavily involved with the Phi Alpha Honor Society and worked with Empowering My Success, a UM-Flint program that provides support to students previously in foster care. Christopher hopes to leverage what he's learned at the university to return to the Bronx as a politician so he can help the people of his hometown have more opportunities. He's graduating today with a degree in social work. For his dedication to his studies, his research, his community, and clearly to his fellow students, he was selected as your student speaker today. Please welcome Christopher Sanjurjo Montalvo to the podium. Woo!
Before I begin, I want to say hi to my daughters, Alice and Serena. I want to say thank you to my aunt and uncle, Tio Dan y Titi Rina. Gracias por todas las bendiciones. I want to thank my in-laws, Patrick and Debbie Miller. Thank you for always supporting me. I want to give a special shout out to Dr. Trude Moyo and Kosi for always believing in me. I want to thank 3 of my fellow graduates, Cassie Abelson, Angela Bonham, and Teresa Spencer. And last but not least, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Olivia Miller, because without her, I would not be here today. I'm happy to stand before you as a veteran, father, husband, son, and first-generation college student. We may not all share the same exact identities, but today we're sharing this moment as a proud graduating class of 2019. People strongly identify with their communities and can be defined by where they come from. For instance, my wife is from Michigan. She loves trees, the UP, and pop. Meanwhile, I'm from the Bronx in New York City. I say coffee instead of coffee. And I didn't learn to drive until I was 21 because I rode the subway everywhere. I look back at my childhood in the Bronx fondly. It will always be home to me. However, there are certain aspects of my home that I don't miss. I don't miss my role models in school telling me that I wouldn't amount to anything because I came from the public housing projects. I don't miss the crippling poverty I faced with my mother, who often chose to feed me while she went hungry. And I don't miss seeing the private academies across the street from my school where we were jam-packed into classrooms and loaned graffiti-covered textbooks. I've learned that these circumstances are not unique to the Bronx. Poverty and systematic limitations are everywhere in America. In fact, over 40 million Americans are impoverished, and many do not have access to basic human needs such as clean water and health care. Success isn't solely determined by hard work. We don't all start at the same position in life to achieve the American dream. Going to college was my dream, but so many people like myself can only make that dream a reality by serving in the US military, not only to acquire the funds, but also to escape our circumstances. Looking back, I realized that I was viewing my community from an oppressive lens. Leaving the Bronx like my mom left her home in Puerto Rico is not the solution. Rather, we should ask ourselves, what can we do for our communities? I see similarities between the Bronx and Flint. These are both cities that have only been praised for the resiliency to social issues. But is resiliency the only thing we want to be known for? No. What about arts, culture, rich history, and amazing universities? Flint used to be one of the most desirable cities in America, and I believe it could be that once again if we contribute to the empowerment of its people and the growth and sustainability of its communities. Yes. Yes. Having the privilege to go to University of Michigan-Flint has inspired me to listen to the voices of the community and the changes that its members want. Through the guidance, the diversity, and the strong community that is the University of Michigan-Flint, I've been able to understand how I can make an impact. I've met diverse people from all backgrounds who share the same ideologies of social justice, passion for helping others, and personal development. The University of Michigan-Flint has inspired me to reach for more. We, the proud UM-Flint class of 2019, can be the change by viewing ourselves as being capable of making an impact by getting politically involved and advocating for social justice. Take pride in your accomplishments. You have earned your success. I honor each and every one of you today, but remember, we're all connected by a universal bond of humanity towards others. I now challenge you, the proud graduating class of 2019, to use your privilege as college graduates to lead society into a just future for all, starting with our community. Thank you, and go Blue.
Now we get into the moments you've all been waiting for. Now we shall give public recognition to the students of the University of Michigan-Flint who are graduating today. Now, one thing, all graduates, as they leave the stage, will be presented with pins marking their entrance into the University of Michigan Alumni Association. These pins will be offered by representatives of the Alumni Association. Those candidates for all degrees will be presented by the deans of their respective schools. Dr. Stephen Turner will now begin the presentation of the graduates for our doctoral and master's degree programs.
Will the candidates for the doctoral, specialist, and master's degrees please rise? Chancellor Borrego, on recommendation of the faculty of the Executive Board of the Horace H. Rackham School of Graduate Studies, the College of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Education and Human Services, I present these candidates to you and recommend them for the degrees of Doctor of Education, Education Specialists, Master of Arts, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Science upon completion of their respective courses of study.
By the authority of the state of Michigan, vested in the regents of the university, and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty. In recognition of this accomplishment, you will receive your diploma cover and be arrayed with the appropriate hood.
Will the candidates now standing please come to the stage as directed by the ushers?
School of Education and Human Services, Doctor of Education, Jenna B. Briggs. John Hagans, Jr. Raja E. Smart. Education Specialist, Brett J. Coron. Teresa J. Grendel. Mercedes E. Harvey Flowers. Shavana L. Johnson. Mohammed Maguraman. Ashley Morgan O'Connor. Daniel Joseph O'Connor. Gerald C. Robinson. Scott D. Shaw. Bob D. Smith, Jr. Exciting. Corey B. Turner. Master of Arts in Liberal Studies. Oh no, Arashiel R. Silver. Master of Arts in Public Administration. Tamra R. Bednarski. Helen Budd. Marquetta R. Callahan. Jared A. Chapman. Mary Doby. Crystal Y. Drew. Lindsay Gennaro. Kelly M. Hurley. Courtney S. Jones. Harmony M. Lloyd. Deidria L. Smith. Kendra D. Vanover. Haripriya Samir. Whitney Brown. Master of Arts, Applied Communication, Elizabeth L. Cohen. Kimberly Johnson. Christopher J. Jones. Sherry M. Landry. Joy L. Murray. Justin J. Shemansky. Master of Arts in English Language and Literature, Margaret M. Dykes. Emily A. Helms. Mitzi K. Jackson. Sarah I. Kinney. James D. O'Day. Sue K. Osborne. Master of Arts in Social Science. Elisha N. Aubrey. Bailey M. Ragsdale. Master of Science in Biology. Adriana M. Airgood. Alcibiades Kutravidas. Anthony J. Maxwell. Dominica J. Mazzola. Krisha Barrett. Megan Wheeler. Rochelle M. Robotham. Alyssa K. Thomas. Wendy A. Yar. Sharvari R. Aurangabadkar. Akshaya Chada. Siri Chandana Jetty. Suvarna Joshi. Vaishnavi Nandamuri. Rishika Kara. Sinjan Sakbadra. Jason Leppelmeyer. Sai Krishna Linga. Akash Sunil Shelar. Parthiba Yalavarti. Master of Arts in Early Childhood Education, Mariah Darden. Master of Arts in Education with Teaching Certification, Lisa L. Bayer. Megan S. Bender. Shayla L. Blade. Megan Brosser. Taisha Cox. Ali M. Hanawi. Annie P. Hudson. Amy E. Jones. Nicole M. Josie. Nina R. O'Neill. Chandler H. Rebatero. Danielle A. Royster. Master of Arts in Educational Technology, Dominique L. Pearson. Sorry, Dominique. Is that for you? Marlene J. Williams. Master of Arts in Inclusive Education, Stephanie M. Cyrus. Michael S. Foreman. Mary Harrington. And Crystal E. Weekly. This concludes the awarding of diplomas for the doctoral, specialist, and master's degrees. Please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Susan Gano-Phillips, and I'm Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. I now call upon candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences to please rise. Chancellor Borrego, upon recommendation and completion of their respective courses of study, and on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates for degrees in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Thank you. By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the regents of the university and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates
Charlene Lassad. Ukeria Ganda. Bilal M. Ali. Charis Clark. Tyrese Denson. Noah Knudson. Kimberly Nguyen. Zachary Sharp. Sophia Asan. Radhika Agarwal. Hassan Alaskar. Ryan Alexander. Zaina Al Ismail. Abdullah Al Joyd. Mark A. Alm. Mohammed Al Munif. James C. Amy. Mohammed Amar. Bien Arrozal. Lamis Al-Kafashat. Ahmed Aliwad. Harun D. Askar. Mohammed Badar. Shelby Bader. Kai E. Baines. Jordan L. Barnett. Ariada Bates. Kurisha Beatty. Ashley Beischer. Taylor Beldiga. Samantha Birlin. You're done. Jalisa Blair. Jennifer Blakemore. Mac Blower. Paige V. Boone. Elizabeth Bowen. Lindsay Bowers. Alicia Boyd. Jared Brown. Crystal Brenzel. Jason Briggs. Lindsay Briggs. Lauren Brill. Luke A. Brown. Thomas Brown. Lisa Calcutt. Essie Carmona. Mariana Chandler. Peter Chapeta. Kathleen Compagnoni. Peter William Conigliario. Caitlin Rose Cook. Logan J. Cook. Karima Corchado Siddiqui. Joshua Cornea. Kayla Crawford. Cassandra Damuni. Kimberly DiFilippo. Danielle Dijon. Sumer De Leon. Danielle DeLong. James Dillard. Ryan Dishman. Timothy Dolan. Sierra Doré. Richard Du. Mohamed El Aswad. Hamza Elmi. Lucas. Lisa Gowell. Samantha Geiser. Kelly Gibbons. Emily Gibbs. Abigail Gilmore. Tina Goff. Taylor Gulai. Kiera Govan. Jared Graves. Ashley Gray. Elizabeth Gray. Amber Green. Hannah Griffin. Kyle Harper. Mike Griffin. Hadi Hashem. Dana Hamza. Kelsey Heitman. Jade Henkel. Brayan Hewitt. Clarice Hibbard. Marcus Hill. Luther Hull. Amber Howard. Daniel Humphrey. Taylor Idoni. Imink. Cody Imink. Quinn Imink. Courtney Isaac. Shonda Jack. Nautica Jackson. Ryan Jara. Nicholas Jipe. Geraldine Jr. Kathleen Keene. Kelly Kites Sawinski. Olivia Kinney. Ethan Knight. Nicholas Noak. Imani Knox. Emily Kraniak. Brandon Krug. Alshad Kumbat. Travis LaFalls. Nicolas La Rosa. Aaron Lacho. Charity Lloyd, sorry. Samantha Luckett. Andrea Madia. Caitlin Brielle Maitland. James Mays. Philippe Marquis. Tierra Embry. Kyle Meyer. Jeremiah McCarthy. Taylor McLean. Christina McCollum. Haley McDowell. Adriana McGuigan. Ribka Medani. Oh, hey, Sean. Congratulations. Sean Metcalf. Danielle Miller. Rebecca Miller. Hold on. We're good. Abdul Rahman Salman. Sabrina Minasian. Salman Mir. Shahan Mir. Yusara Muhammad. Hold on. Evan Moore. Audrika Mosley Lane. Charlie Mausner. Shay Murava. Thomas Natsky. Susan Neno. Rachel Ackerman. Fadi Ode. Teddy Pace. Caitlin Parks. James Perry. Kimberly Petty. Leslie Phillips. Sydney Provost. Chelsea Rami. Amanda Rodman. Jenny Rosenstiel. Rebecca Ruggiero. Eric Rutter. Sania Sajid. Thomas Sanson. Jared Salvi. Lucas Savoy. Kristen Scales. Joy Schmidt. Corny Sherman. Melissa Secor. Cheyenne Serrato. Joshua Shank. Hey, Megan. Megan Shaw. Udit Shalat. Kitai Shepard. Jijang Shu. Shannon Skalecki. Caitlin Slather. Brent Smiles. Yeah, smile. Miranda Smith. Holly Spears. Anushika Shivrastava. Brandon Stafford. Afton Stewart. Jay Strong. Cameron Stam. Hey. Robert Swagger. Ashley Simmons. Shelly Tackett. Anna Taylor. Jermaine Thompson. Joshua Tipsworth. Quinn Tran. Tao Tran. True Axe. Oh. Latoya Turner. Rebecca Turi. Marie-Therese Vanderkar. Lydia Veloso. Chelsea Vensach. Brett Veers. Michael Wisniewski. Mark Bukalich. Jonathan Walker. Loretta Walker. Yifang Wang. Stephanie Ward. Austin Waterman. It's right there. It's right there waiting for you. Jacob West. Crystal Whitehead. Kareen Williams. Willoughby. Kyle Willoughby. Bethany Wolotkin. Moesha Woods. Sean Young. Amanda Sulke. This concludes the awarding of the diplomas to graduates of the College of Art and Science. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Barnett, and I am the Dean of the School of Education and Human Services. Will the candidates for degrees from the School of Education and Human Services please rise? Chancellor Borrego, upon completion of their respective courses of study and on the recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates for degrees in the School of Education and Human Services.
Thank you. By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the regents of the university and by them delegated to me, the degrees for which you are candidates, together with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto, will be conferred upon you as recommended by your faculty.
Will the candidates from the School of Education and Human Services now standing please come to the stage as directed by the usher for the presentation of diplomas?
Christopher San Giorgio Montalvo. Eric L. Leverett Goodwin. Cassandra B. Abelson. Hannah R. Alexander. Joseph E. Austin. Morgan M. Blake. Danetta J. Bluford. Angela B. Bonham. Willie E. Cannon, Jr. Frank Noah Conrad. Mackenzie E. Egan. Jessica A. Finch. Danielle E. Hack. Jessica M. Hammond. Hillary E. Harris. Rebecca L. Hoisington. Melissa G. Howe. Sydney A. Hyde. Rhoda A. Isa. Sharnice Irene Jones. Timothy M. Killian. Dana A. Knapp. Ashley N. Lee. Amanda L. Lucas. Jake R. Martin. Jacqueline F. Majeski. Molly Minnick. Mariah M. Menzie. Anna L. Malali. Addison L. Palmer. Jamie M. Perigo. Jody S. Radon. Morgan E. Reed. Gina D. Richards. Jillian M. Rippey. Ashley K. Savoy. Allison R. Shaw. Chelsea A. Smith. Carrie L. Snyder. Teresa M. Spencer. Gabrielle Studeker. Tori K. Stokes. Stacy L. Widener. Winter S. White. Sabrina R. Wolf. Shy McLemore. Haley M. Zwerk. This concludes the awarding of diplomas to candidates from the School of Education and Human Services. You may be seated.
Okay, so here's what you need to know. This is one of the two most fun days of the year. It's this one and the December commencement Oh, I'm supposed to do this? Wait, where's the provost? Yeah, you know, isn't that social work and education back there? You guys have been raucous since you came in the door. You know, as you walked across, a few of us talked about how nice it was to be done. When I finished with my degree and people would say, "How you doing?" when you're walking down the street, all I could think was, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. But that was only for about 2 years. There is so much effort and planning required for today's ceremony. I'd like to thank the many staff and volunteers who make this day possible for our graduates and our families. I would also like the faculty to rise and give you one more opportunity to thank them for all they've done. The awarding of degrees is now complete. Graduates, please rise. It is now time for the turning of the tassel. You may shift your tassel from the right to the left side. You are now officially inducted as graduates into the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan. Go Blue!
Champions of the West.
The formal commencement exercises are now complete. The audience is requested to remain in their seats until the line of march has completely exited the main floor, at which time our commencement exercises will be adjourned.